guys, today I'm going to do the first in a series of book reviews, and the one book that I chose to do first is the first book I really delved into, which was You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay. I just did a Go-To Guru series about her, so you may want to refer to that video. It gives a little bit of background about her. When I first started on my spiritual path, if you go back to Getting My Feet Wet, that video, I talked about how I was sick and I was very ill and I was in bed with kidney problems for about 3 weeks. And my husband said to me, and I didn't really believe him, he basically said, we got into this little tiff and I kind of mentioned this, touch base on this. He was coming from a very loving place, but he basically said, your stress level is literally making you ill. The way you relate to certain people in your life causes you stress, and then you get physically ill. And I was like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? And at the time I didn't believe a word he was saying. And then he kept saying, when was the last time you had a kidney infection? And I was like, oh, it was December or whatever. And he was like, at that very moment, you had issues with this person in your life. And this is how it changed and mutated in your body, and then you got sick. And it was kind of like this brain bomb aha moment. So once I got well, I remember just being at a little used bookstore, and this book just kind of came to me. And here's the thing. It's called You Can Heal Your Life. Louise Hay, she had a very tumultuous childhood, and I touch more base into this, go deeper, a little deeper into this on the other video that goes around her background. But basically, unfortunately, she basically did this correlation between emotions and how emotions manifest into physical ailments in the body. And if you don't deal with unresolved emotions, they will literally make you ill. That the body at ease causes disease. And she was basically she had a childhood that was very abusive. She was abused both, unfortunately, physically, emotionally, and sexually at a young age, and had a lot of issues. And I go, like I said, deeper into this, into the other video. But she was doing all these beautiful charitable things in her life, and she found out that she had what she was told was incurable cervical cancer. And she didn't accept that diagnosis. And she delved into different therapies. She, of course, did, traditional medicine. But she also looked into really introspective analysis of herself. And what she found was, through Reiki and all these alternative healing methods, that all the bitterness, all the anger, all the resentment that she was carrying around from the abuse, from the rape, it manifested itself as this cancer. And so she started this very strict regime of love and forgiveness and forgiving people in her life that, had abused her and done horrible things. And she really comes from a place of love. And this is what this book works through. And it's a beautiful, beautiful summary of how to heal your life. It talks about forgiveness. It talks about self-love and empowering, and that forgiveness is something you do for yourself, which for me was really, really hard. I thought, when you come from a childhood, a background where there are traumatic issues, I felt like I needed to be this strong, independent woman. I was never going to be a victim again. I was never going to, be anyone's fool again. So I came from a place of anger, unfortunately. And sometimes I would lash out, and I thought that that was being powerful and I was empowering myself. Well, I realize now through my spiritual practice and all the learning that was just fear. With the Course in Miracles, that was just fear-based issues manifesting itself. But this was the first book that really spoke to me. And in the book, there is this one section It's a big section, and it's called The List. And the list, basically, she categorizes a good number of physical ailments and the emotions that deal with them that cause them. And then she gives you kind of, she's big on affirmations. So she gives you kind of a mindset affirmation, change your mind, kind of, new vibe to make sure that that doesn't keep manifesting itself. And at first, again, I was like, I come from a very skeptical, non-believing background. So I was like, whatever. But I started reading this list and going, oh my goodness. And like I said, I had kidney problems. Now, I'm going to go to the page where it talks about kidney problems. And it says, the probable cause for kidney problems: criticism, disappointment, failure, shame, reacting like a little kid. Hello, that was me. And then it says new thought patterns. And it says divine right action is always taking place in my life. Only good comes from each experience. It is safe to grow up. I had kind of a tumultuous childhood. And so for me, that was kind of like, wow, okay. So then I started looking at all the other things on the list, and I started realizing, oh, okay. And it covers everything from, I don't know, asthma to wrist problems. I mean, it's several pages. And so then I was like calling up my friends going, hey, you know that ankle problem you're having? Do you ever feel like boop-a-doop-a-doo? And people would be like, yeah, sometimes. And then I would be, calling another friend going, oh, I understand why you're having that problem with your back. It's because you're feeling XYZ. And they're like, how did you know that I was feeling that way? And I was like, I didn't, but Louise Hay did. And this is the book that you need to get. And I just started talking about the book to everyone. It really did change my life, and it really made me do some real inner soul searching, and it made me realize that I was manifesting by default. I was bringing in these negative experiences because I hadn't dealt with some real deeper, darker issues. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. So at any rate, it really helped me bust through a bunch of blocks, and I'm so blessed, so blessed that this was like my first real book that I just could not put down and really did change my thought patterns. She's got several books. They're all beautiful books. I've read several of them. Actually, this book was just recently made into a movie. I have not seen the movie, but I'm sure it's fabulous. It's Louise Hay. How can you go wrong? So, anyway, she is the first in my series of books. If you ever get the opportunity to read this book, I highly recommend it. Even if you don't read the whole book, at least the list is amazing, and you can really change your thought processes and really heal your physical body as well as your emotional body. So check her out if you ever get the opportunity, and if anything I said in this video resonates with you, please like and subscribe and have a fantastic day. Thanks!